Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. So this video is split into two parts. This is part one and I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to get the most from your practice sessions. Before we do go any further, I want to tell you all about my 1 to 30 violin course, which I know a lot of you don't know exists. My 1 to 30 violin course is a fully comprehensive and professional course that guarantees to take you from a complete beginner to a very decent, accomplished intermediate level by the end of it. The course is very simple and it's very easy to understand without the commitment of an in-person tutor, which is fantastic really and what most of us want. But it does guarantee to still give you the same level of skill that you would get from a private tutor. This course has been based on my 20 odd years of private teaching that I've done through the course of my career. The course has been designed so that anyone at any age and any level can follow it. The lessons and videos are very easy to follow and you don't need any prior knowledge of any music or any other instruments or anything whatsoever. The course covers everything from how to hold the violin, how to hold the bow, how to read music, technical exercises to improve your skill and dexterity, music theory, bowing techniques, more complex pieces, more techniques, everything that you could possibly need and much, much more. There really is no other course like this available on the internet and all the reviews on my shop speak for themselves. Basically what I'm trying to say is that my course will take you from this to eventually this. The course is 100% downloadable. There are no physical books to ship out, no waiting times or anything like that. As soon as you buy, you can download and get started on the course immediately. It's available worldwide to anyone and is available from my shop, www.amsmusicshop.com, and is priced at $59.99 US. So basically, once you've paid, you can get started straight away. All you're going to need before you start and download the course is your violin and your enthusiasm. Okay, so tip number 1, never compromise on posture and holding the violin and bow. This kicks off bad habits and determines your future. So you want to make sure that you are holding the violin in the right place, you are holding the bow appropriately. I will put a link to some videos underneath this video on how to hold the bow and the violin. I'm not going to go into detail with that today because it will be too long. But if you are not doing the 2 basic things, holding your bow correctly with your thumb bent and your fingers round, etc., etc., you're never going to be able to do any other kind of bow exercise. It's going to kick off so many problems. This is at the top of the pyramid, so you want to make sure that everything underneath the pyramid is going to be good. And if these 2 are not, then the pyramid is just going to collapse and you don't stand a chance. So making sure that your posture is good, your arm is good, we're bowing in the middle and we're not doing any of this. Okay. Number 2, practice when you are fresh and have time, not when you're in a rush and you've only got like 15 minutes to spare. You don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be practicing after you've had a big heavy meal, for example, because you're going to feel quite full and quite sluggish and your mind isn't going to be kind of on it. The body just wants to digest all the food. So make sure that you choose a time to practice where you have time, so you're not sitting there watching a clock all the time. You know, it's fine if you've got a couple of hours spare and then you've got to do something in 2 hours. That's fine, but I'm sort of saying, you know, you don't want to be restricting yourself to a 30-minute practice session or a 15-minute practice session. Really, anything less than an hour, even at these kind of early stages, is going to be a little bit of a waste. If you are further on than that and you're more advanced, then you might be looking at 2 hours. But whatever the time is, my point being that always make sure you've got enough time to practice. Otherwise, your mind is going to be elsewhere, thinking about the event that you're going to, or what you're doing, or you've got to go shopping, or you know, this, that, whatever it is that you've got to do at that particular time. Your mind is going to be on that and not really focusing on playing. Complete waste of time. And the third tip on how to get the most out of your practice sessions is practice technical exercises, which are scales and arpeggios, before every single practice session. No exceptions. It really does put you in good stead for your practice session and serves as a warm-up. So if you are following my 1 to 30 violin course that I mentioned near the start of this video, when you get to book 2, lesson 11, I teach you about scales and arpeggios. Scales first, arpeggios are later on in the book, lesson 13, I think, off the top of my head, but arpeggios are later on in this book. So I do teach you about those technical exercises in that book. So make sure that you make sure you spend a little bit of time on those scales and arpeggios. They will help you with your pieces. They will help your fingers warm up. They will just put you in a good frame of mind for playing pieces. And I know for myself, when I practice, I never go in and just play my pieces cold, you know, straight from you know, waking up in the morning, doing a practice session. I'll always do some warm-ups, because I'll find that even when I do my scales and arpeggios, I can't do them. My fingers are just not wanting to move. And then once my fingers get loose and once my fingers get warmed up a little bit, then I go into my pieces, and my God, the difference is like night and day. When I'm playing at weddings and things, I don't really often get the chance to warm up because I'm preparing, and there's often nowhere for me to go and warm up. But you know, the music I'm playing there is obviously less complicated, and I'm more background than you know, high-end sonatas and concertos for concerts and that kind of thing. But I know that, you know, half an hour in, and my playing is a lot better because my fingers have warmed up. So if you can practice your technical exercises, scales and arpeggios, before you start, then that's going to help you so much with your practice sessions. So I hope that's helped you. Thanks very much for watching this video. Don't forget, part 2 will be underneath this video, as well as the links to my 1 to 30 violin course. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.